Hey, it's DragonCPW, and I'm back with another Python programming tutorial. In this video, we're going to be covering some different ways to use variables and different functions you can use. So, let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and make a new Python file. I'll call it manipulations.py. And alright, so enter insert mode, and then I'm going to type in this thing again. Okay, so last time we talked a little bit about strings, but let's talk about them a little bit more. Just to reiterate this, a string is text, so it's made up of any ASCII characters, numbers, and letters. And to make one, you just have to type the name of the variable, and then if you want to declare a string just as is, then you declare it in quotes and type what you want it to say. So let's say I want my string to be Zach is awesome. Then I would type that. And now if we say print string and save and quit, and it'll say it. So that's just a quick overview of strings and how they work. If you want to declare it differently, then you can do raw input. We went over that last time as well. Let's do is Zach awesome. And I'm going to just go ahead and get rid of this one. And then I'm going to do something here which we haven't gone over yet, and we won't go over in this episode, but I just want to do it real quick. If input string equals so right here I'm setting up an if statement, which we will go over next time. And again, when you have an apostrophe, you have to put the forward slash before it. Okay, so if you've worked with programming before, you probably know what this is going to do. But the reason I'm showing you this is because I want to do something with it that involves some string manipulations. So let's save and quit, and then let's run it. Oh, I messed up on one thing. You have to put two equals signs there. And then I'll run it, and it'll say, is Zach awesome? If I type yes, say, yeah, he is. If I type something other than yes, like no, say, oh, you don't think so. Now, we'll also notice that if I type yes in lowercase, it will think that I typed no, and that is because we have it set to say if input string is yes, but with a capital Y. Now, if we want to make it uncase sensitive, now what we can do is type dot lower after input string, and that will just turn it lowercase, and that works for all strings. Also, upper will make it completely uppercase. So those are two things you can do. And then now if I run it and I type yes, but it's lowercase. Alright, sorry, I had some technical difficulties there. Turns out, because lower is actually a function, I have to do that. I'm silly. Sometimes I forget things. I'm new to this language, so. But that should work correctly. So now if we type in yes, even with a capital, it'll say yeah he is, and if we type in yes with a lowercase, it'll say yeah he is. So that's just a quick overview of the lower function. Now if we wanted to do something different and we wanted to make, let's say we want the user to input something and then we wanted it to shout it, like in all uppercase, then we could do say something. Print input string dot upper, and what this will do is it will print whatever we type in all uppercase letters. So if I say hello, then it'll say hello like that. So it basically just turns everything we type into uppercase letters. Okay, now let's say that we want to take a certain character from the string that we type in. So let's say we only want the first letter. Then we could say print input string 0, because the way the index works here for this is it starts at 0 and goes up. So if we type in hello, H would be 0, E would be 1, L would be 2, and so on. So now if we run this and we type in, again, let's try hello, then it'll say H. Or if we type in purple, it'll say P. So that's one thing you can do with that. This is also used for lists. So let's go over lists real quick. The way you declare a list is you put everything in square brackets. So let's get a list. We'll just name it list, and we'll put some strings in it. Bob, Jim, Harold, and Reginald. And then we can print list 0, and that should print Bob. Yeah. Now if we want to, let's do some input here, because it's always more fun with input. Raw input, enter a number 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 through 4, because there are 4 different objects in the list. Now the only thing is, if you enter 1, it's going to pick Jim, because Jim is 1 and Bob is 0. So what we have to do is, first of all, we have to convert this to an integer, and then we have to subtract 1. And that's how you do math. You just, pretty simple. It's just like math. Alright, so we're going to run it. Enter number 1 through 4. I'll say 1. And we have an error. And that is because we put the parentheses in the wrong place. There needs to be one here. And, hold on. There needs to be not that one, but that one. Alright. And now it should work. 1 should be Bob. Yep. 2 should be Jim. Let's see, 3 was Harold. And 4 would be Reginald. Now if we enter anything outside of that, it should give us an error. Now there is a way to fix that. I can talk about that in the next episode, because there's going to be that it involves if statements, and we're going to be doing lots of that in the next episode. But there's one more thing I want to go over, and that is so finding the type of a of a variable. So what we're going to want to do for this is we're going to be using the type function. So we're going to do another list. We'll do Bob 10 4.6, and we'll do true as well. Now I haven't really talked about true and false, but true and false are just booleans, which if you don't know what that is, a boolean is 0 or 1, high or low, true or false. It's good if you just want to have a low storage number that says whether something is working or not. So then I'm going to print str list 0 plus str type of list 0. And so if you're kind of confused about this, what it does is it takes the string version of the first item in the list, so Bob, which is already a string, but I'm just doing it for good measure. And then it concatenates it, which we talked about last time, to colon, just so that it's gonna say Bob colon, just to give it like a, I don't know, I guess it just looks better or something. And then it's gonna add the type of variable that Bob is. And we're going to go ahead and do this for the other different items in the list. You don't have to use a list for this. You can just do, like, if you have a variable, you can just type in the name of the variable in where I'm typing list, and then do 2 plus that plus str type list 2, and then the very last one, str list 3 plus that plus str list 3. Alright. So now I'm gonna save and quit, and I'll run it, and it'll say Bob is type string, 10 is type int, 4.6 is type float, and true is type bool, of course. So that can be useful for some different things if you're just trying to figure out what a variable is. I think that's our lesson for today. Thanks for watching, and as I said, the next one will be about if statements, and we'll probably do some stuff involving loops as well. So think while, for, all those. So that's our tutorial for the day, and I'll see you next time.